Hello, hi, YouTube, Facebook, friends, anybody that's new who's seeing this video for the first time. It is October 31st, 2014. Happy Halloween. And this is video number 1 for a brand new YouTube video channel that I'm starting. General sort of disclaimer, I don't have any editing capabilities, so I'm going to try to keep videos fairly short, but I don't have any way to edit videos yet, so it's just going to kind of be me trying to say things in one take. If there's mistakes or whatever, I mean, who cares, you know, it's just a conversation, right? So if you do have any suggestions for any kind of editing software or whatever, you know, let me know, message me, comment to me, whatever. Like I said, my name is Bear. I came out 1 week ago as being transgender, female to male. I avoid the term transsexual. It really sort of implies, you know, it brings up a funny notion in my head. It makes me think of Rocky Horror Picture Show. So I've been sticking to the term transgender, female to male. I'm not going to get into the details about, you know, deciding I was trans or anything like that. The sort of struggle that I've gone through, that'll be a topic for another video. This is just me putting myself out, you know, my introduction, and just starting the channel off. So first thing, you know, I want to talk about is, why am I going to start making videos? Why am I starting a brand new YouTube channel? I have another one. It's got most of my, like, martial arts sort of stuff on it. I don't know how to link the two together. I don't know if I should link the two together. But I do have another channel that I post to. This one will be specifically for trans information, updates as far as my own transition, and then just maybe, you know, kind of like a video blog, if you will, sharing thoughts, and information, and opinions, you know, and asking for other people's thoughts and information and opinions, because that's important. Why am I going to do this? Because the people who have already done this have been a huge help to me. I haven't even met any of these people, and they have managed to change my life and improve my life by putting themselves out there doing this. I've contacted a few of you. You know who you are. Thank you again. I can't say it enough. Thank you for putting yourself out there. Seeing other people's changes over the years is inspiring. It makes you say, if that can happen to him, it can happen to me, and I want those changes. So, like I said, I'm going to be trying to do this as sort of a documentary experience. I think that's really important, to look back on where you came from and not forget who you have been your whole life. I don't want to forget who I've been my whole life. But I want to grow into who I'm supposed to be. You know, my outside and my insides don't match. And it's time for me to take the step forward into making that a reality. So that's my my mission statement with this YouTube channel. The next thing I want to talk about is less of a point and more of an apology. You know, 1 week ago tonight, I came home. I had had a really exciting evening. I passed totally accidentally for the first time as male, without it just being sort of an accident. You know, and I just was so excited. I've been on the fence and off the fence about this for months, forever, you know, and I'm finally starting to do some things to my body, you know, wearing a binder and so forth, to try to change my appearance as much as I can without medical changes. And I was really excited. I was excited that somebody thought I was a guy. You know, it's like, okay, this is possible. So I came home and I recorded a video, and I put it out, you know, a coming out video, Put it up on my Facebook. The text that I used was something that I had written a while back, documenting my story as far as, you know, again, I don't want to get into the details of how I know I'm trans, whatever, but I wrote this piece one night, and it was something that I came back to later. I just sat down and I wrote this thing, and I came back to it later, and I was touched by what I had written. I thought it was really well written, and it told my story. So when I decided I wanted to do a coming out video, I made some note cards, you know, and just did one of those videos where you hold up the note card, and it told the story. I just basically copied that story. I didn't do any editing. I just copied that story. And in that video, in that story, I talk about a moment that happened over a decade ago with my mother, and it was a hurtful thing that I told the world, and it embarrassed my mom. Not what I meant to do. You know, is there a better way that I could have worded it? Maybe. Was it important to the story? I think so. I thought about it, you know, keeping it in, taking it out. I didn't expect it to be this much of a reaction. I didn't expect it to hurt her that bad. Again, not my intentions. And now, you know, she's really embarrassed about what I told the world. I put it out in a public forum, and she's really hurt. And I am just deeply, deeply saddened and horribly, horribly sorry. I don't know a better way that I could have told my story, but I could have at least maybe flown that information by people so that they weren't kind of slapped in the face with it. So, Mom, I hope you see this so that you can know that I'm sorry. I hope that I get to talk to you soon so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I was not my intention to hurt or embarrass anybody. Okay, moving on. Where I'm at as far as transition, like I said, I only came out to the world about a week ago. I've been talking to, you know, first close friends, then, you know, people who I'm just kind of acquainted with, you know, about this for a while. It's been a couple of months that I've been debating it, denying it, accepting it, finally. You know, and the reason I came out was because I am now ready to move forward as far as actual medical transition, which you can approach it many different ways. I knew I wanted to have top surgery. I have tremendous top dysphoria, and I was questioning whether or not I wanted to start actual hormone replacement therapy. That decision has been made. I'm going to start hormone replacement therapy. I'm going to start making changes to my body, and so I decided, you know, I'm going to come out. So I had my my consultation visit yesterday, and it went really, really well. I will tell some details about that in another video, because I had a consultation video prior that did not go well. I was really disappointed. But this one went really well. The doctor and I got along really well. He acknowledged that I've done a tremendous amount of research. I know the changes that are going to happen. I'm willing to go through them. And he approved me to move forward on my next 2 visits. The next one would be a visit with a hormone replacement therapy advocate, which is essentially a counselor. You go in and you have to convince this person that you know what you're getting into, and that there will be permanent changes, there will be reversible changes, and that you are ready for that and you know what you're getting into. Then your next visit is back with a doctor who helps you to determine your hormone injection levels. You know, my starting estrogen is 120. My starting testosterone is 8, which is low for a female my age. The average is between 15 and 70 for testosterone, which kind of explains some things. It's really interesting to have had that blood work done, you know. Again, maybe something for a different video without getting into too many details right now. But he told me to go ahead and make the next appointment. It turns out that a week from today, they actually have sort of an open house where they do these appointments without an appointment. You have to go get in line, and they have like a 3-hour window where you can go in and have that second and third appointment. And so, you know, I asked about whether or not I'll be able to see this same doctor, and the answer is yes, and whether or not they'll have a nurse on hand to help me do my first shot, and the answer is yes. So a week from today, if all goes according to plan, and if those appointments go well and I get in, a week from today I'll be starting my hormone replacement therapy with my first testosterone injection. So I'm super excited about that. I'm not nervous about it yet. I think that as it gets closer, I think I'll get a little bit nervous. Whatever. That's where I'm at as far as transitioning. I'm a week away from my actual first medical step into transition. I'm excited. I hope I stay excited. I feel like I'm gonna get nervous. The last thing I want to talk about before this video gets too long, we're at about 12 minutes now, is just being open to people's questions. You know, not everybody is open to talking about these things. I'm an extrovert. I'm very, very open, very bold person. People who know me know that when I have an opinion, I tend to share it. If I know something about a subject, I tend to share it. I want people to know. If I have information and people want information, if I have the answer, I'm going to try to supply it. I don't always go about that the best way. I'm working on my packaging, trying to mellow my packaging a little bit. It can be a little harsh. But in the meantime, in that week since I posted that first video, multiple people have approached me through messages, comments, text, every form of communication we have, including face-to-face, and just said, you know, can I ask a question? Yes. Can I ask another question? Yes. You know, bring the questions. It's cool. That's another big point that I want to make in this video, is that I am totally open to talking about this, answering questions. I don't always have an answer, you know, just like I tell my students, you know, you may ask a question, I may not have an answer, but I will do my best to go find out and come back and give you that answer. So as far as asking me questions, you know, whether it's through, you know, online stuff or, you know, face-to-face or whatever, you know, if you have a question and you know, you're showing interest, genuine interest, I'm gonna answer it. I'm gonna do my best to answer it. That being said, there's always a time and place, and there's always a good approach and a bad approach, you know, so please try to be respectful. You know, and sometimes it's just not going to be a good time. If I come back at you and say it's not a good time to talk right now, it's not a good time to talk right now. It doesn't mean leave me alone forever. I don't want to talk about it. And I will try to follow up with people. Please don't be afraid, you know, to ask me stuff or tell me stuff. That's another big thing. I want to know more about this. I want to know more people who are doing this. I want to know what other people's processes are like, because everybody is different. Across the board, everybody I've talked to has said, well, that's similar to what I went through, but that's different. And I think that's really fascinating and really important. And I think that it's really important for us to to get this information out there, you know, so that people aren't afraid, and they have resources, you know. So again, that's why I'm making this, you know. So just coming full circle in the video, that's why I'm making this. That's why I came out. So please don't be afraid to ask questions, or give your support. You know, as much as I might be excited about this in this moment, there are other moments where this is a really, really dark place to be, you know. So any support, any questions, bring it. I'm here. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's do this together. I'm excited. And thank you for listening to my video. And hi, I'm Bear. Thanks for listening.